You got to how you want to.
I can't. Hey y'all. This is kind of loud. I can hear it now. Let me make it over here.
Okay.
So we got people tuning in. I want y'all to go ahead and say where y'all from. How can you put it? I can see. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. I appreciate everybody tuning in because this was a little bit of a last minute live, but I wanted to
True.
do something. And I see we got people in here already. So that's kind of cool. Go ahead and drop where you tuning in from and hit the like button for me, please, because it's free. It don't cost you nothing. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So you already know who I am. Army Princess, U.S. Army soldier. Been in the military over 10 years, and I love to share my experiences with you. We have co-host here.
Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all know who I am. I'm Babe Gabe, aka her husband, the dude after Army Princess. And what? Oh, and then hey, we got a special guest for y'all. He's walking and he's moving and shaking. Hey, we real informal today, y'all. Hey, we got
My
my
bad.
no, you good, bro. We got my this is my frat brother, a fellow Deuce. My brother Kilimanjaro. I know him as Kilimanjaro. Y'all know him as Kevin, but I'll let him introduce himself in his Navy ways.
Hey, what's going on, folks? Like Gabe said, my name is Kevin Marslin. I am honored to be asked, or I should say, I asked him to be on this podcast, per se, you want to call it. As for me, I just finished up doing 20 years in the Navy
Hey,
last April. 20 years retired. I have been on 2 naval ships. The Dwight D. Eisenhower and the USS Wasp. All of them was out of Norfolk, Virginia. And also my shore duty, which is pretty much for non-Navy folks. Shore duty is pretty much when I'm not attached to a ship. I was a Navy recruiter for 3 years, and I was also a recruit division commander, which is like a drill sergeant for 6 years at RTC Great Lakes, where I'm currently living that now in Illinois. So I have both sides of the spectrum when it comes to recruitment and also training those same recruits. So again, I just appreciate for you letting me be on this. I'm very honored. I just want to have fun and see if I can help out.
hey, appreciate you being on too, bro. Definitely. We always love to have guests.
So I just want to say hey real quick because I got some loyal people that's always in my lives. So hey Desire, hey Kathleen, hey Kirsty. She said I'm her favorite YouTuber. Alonzo Perry. Bailey said they hear from Colorado, California. We got Jamaica in here.
International.
Prince George County.
Oh, PG. Okay, that's down the street. All right, PG County. That's what's up. That's what's up, you all.
So I appreciate y'all tuning in. So I wanted to talk about joining the military right now. So I get a lot of people, not lately, but I do get a lot of people that DM me and email me about whether or not they should join right now because of everything that's going on. So a lot of people is their parents are like, no, you should wait till after the election, or is COVID going on right now. So I wanted to talk to you all who might be kind of wishy-washy about whether you should join right now, especially if it has anything to do with the election. Because I think I've been in the military 4 or 5 presidents, not 4 or 5 presidents, but like 4
By how long? Goodness gracious. Where you at? You going back to Reagan?
4 presidents. How many presidents has been?
I think 3.
Who was before Obama?
Bush.
So Bush, Obama, and okay. So it could technically be 4 if we get a new president in November.
True.
So we will have lived through technically 4, but served. Yeah.
I hope we live through a lot more. I'm here for you, babe. We got a new mic, y'all. It's making her nervous. She got a new mic. She thinks she a rapper. She want some headphones, and she want to drop a hot 16. You know what I'm saying? We get a beat, she can freestyle.
She act like she in the booth, huh?
Yeah. She want to get that Rap City on. You know what I'm saying?
But I know for me personally, I wouldn't say I've seen a difference between each president. So you want to go ahead and talk a little bit?
I do, because I don't want to talk about that right now. Y'all know, hey, listen, y'all. The old saying is, if you don't promote yourself, who gonna do it? So y'all know what it is. It's time for Army Princess merch. You know what I'm saying? Let me slide it over this way. Boom, Army Princess merch. This is the BCT lip gloss right here. I can't really talk a lot about it per se because I have no experience wearing it, but I've heard.
I hope not.
Hey, facts, bro. Facts, bro. Big facts. Yeah, but I heard it keeps your lips moisturized, and you can even wear it when you go to bed, and your lips wake up soft and supple. I don't think they said supple, but it just seemed like it went to it. But anyways, if you go to the website right now, I'm about to drop the coupon code. I don't even know if I told Ashley how much I discounted it, but I was upstairs sipping some wine and I felt generous. So how much you think I put on there for discount?
10%.
You think I put 10%? Yeah, you really think I'm cheap? I am. 50%, y'all.
Oh, 50%.
50% for the BCT lip gloss. I'm about to post the website down there in the scrolling banner, and then go to the website throughout the duration of this live. 50% using the coupon code. All right, back to you all on the topic of the day.
So for the people that joined in here, you can drop your questions about whether you think you should wait or not as far as joining the military, or if that weighs anything on you. Because I would like to hear what you all have to say when it comes to those concerns. But we can let Mr. Kevin talk a little bit if he have anything he want to weigh in about it.
First off, Mr. Kevin is not that old. You can call me Kev. Kevin, I ain't old, but no, sis, it's all good. But the way I look at it, what's going on today and what's going on in today's society, it kind of brings back to when I was a recruiter back in 2003 to 2006. You got to remember when I came in as a recruiter, it's very fresh from September 11th. And a lot of folks, especially me being from Brooklyn, New York, and I was trying to put people in the Navy when I was in New York. I got that, don't join the Navy because they're gonna have you out there fighting this war that don't really mean nothing, and this, and some folks was more patriotic when it was like, well, September 11th happened, I got to go out and do something and fight. Again, back then, like I said, it was with Bush. And again, September 11th played a big part in the recruiting efforts, some good and some bad. The way how I look at it, and I don't want to seem too harsh with it, but the military is going to be here regardless. Whatever happens, whatever don't happen, whoever's in office, you're still going to have a military. The way how I look at it is also, you got to do for what's right for you. If you want to join the military to be patriotic, then by all means, join the military to be patriotic. If you want to join it for free schooling, then by all means, go ahead and go for free schooling. If you want to do it because you want to get you a steady income, get paid every 1st and the 15th of the month, get to travel the world and see it for free, then by so be it, do it. So it's what's going on today. Yeah, that's a little factor, but I don't think it should play the whole thing. What's going on with COVID? COVID is just a pandemic. But with the election, again, you gotta worry about who cares who's in office right now. As long as there's no one from another country coming in here and taking over us, I'm cool with it. So there's never a right or wrong time to join the military. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, I agree. And I would add with that too. A lot of people, when they message me, they're like, my parents don't want me to join, but I want to join, but my parents don't want me to join. They said I should wait. And I always ask people, like, what are your parents' reservations? Because a lot of times people don't know and they just speculate and they go off what they see on TV and movies. And the movies is not real life. Like any of those movies, what's the movie? The Full Metal Jacket and all those
Full Metal Jacket, yeah.
That is not like
Major
the
Pain.
Real military. So people
Exactly.
are making it off of that, and they think that's how the military is, and it's not.
Hey, naturally, Nikki, what's up? Hey, we're
And
just talking
also
about the time you joined the military. Go ahead, bro.
one thing I can say is, especially on my end, being again from the inner city and being black and going to the inner city areas, and not to toot my own horn, they see a success story that inner city youth like myself coming out of the so-called ghetto and was doing well. And I had my own vehicle, I had my own house. I'm getting paid, and I'm coming back home to try to give uh, the youths, or even just not just the youths, but anybody back home, the same opportunities that I had. I think that was one of my selling points when I was getting folks into the Navy, because I used to ask them, well, yeah, if your mom don't want you to do it, well, then what do you want to do? Or I said, well, what your parents want you to do? Well, my parents want me to go to college. Okay, cool. Well, but I'm the last of 7. Oh, you're the last of 7? Yeah. Okay. But my parents don't really make that much money. You know how much money it is to go to college? And I use that as a selling point. You know what I'm saying? I use that as a selling point. I'm like, well, listen, the Navy, or I should say the military, can ease off that tension for your parents to pay a tuition, because you can go to the Navy for free or go to college for free while being in the military. And I use that as a selling point. So, everyone is to each his own. And I say, well, if your parents don't want you to do this, why? What's the reason? Well, I'm going to get killed. Okay, well, you can walk out. You live in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you can walk outside your house. You can walk outside your house, and God forbid a stray bullet come hit you. You know what I'm saying? But and I used to tell them, well, the Navy is not so much that much. We don't fight no more like how it was back in Vietnam and Korea. We ain't on the ground, boots on ground out here fighting and stuff. Everything is done by technology now these days. So I use that as a selling point also. It got to some, it didn't get into any, but I did put in my few amount of folks into the Navy with that selling point, especially being from Brooklyn, New York.
That's awesome. Want to recognize that you're from Brooklyn. Hey, so is the Navy like the Rihanna movie?
No. No. You mean Battleship? You talking about Battleship? No, it ain't no battle. It ain't like no. I can say the true movie about the Navy, I would say, can be Top Gun. That's more towards Navy. Antoine Fisher. That's a little bit towards that. Was Antoine like Fisher, that was a good movie. Yeah, that showed you a little bit how Navy life is about. And Top Gun, but yeah, Battleship. Yeah, I hate to watch Navy movies and everyone's ribbon rack looks so jacked up, or they be at the wrong stuff on. I'd be like, oh, that irks me. But it is what it is, though.
Okay. So yeah, I wanted to just bring those points up too, about just like, don't let what's going on, don't let the movies be your determining factor on whether you should join or not, or what it's gonna be like for you, because that is definitely not the case. Sierra Brown brought up a great point. When you join the military, do it with realistic expectations. Yes, this is what everybody needs to do, is come to your realistic expectations. And then she said that'll allow you to identify the best time to join, because some people, depending on what you got going on, or what you want out of the military, it may not be the right time, and your job option might not be the right option for you. So I think you need to sit down before you even think about joining and try to figure out what you want out of the military. Those are the type of things that will sway your opinion more so, rather than who the president is and if they're in office. And then one of the other points that I wanted to say was, a lot of times, like for me, the president is so far removed, whoever the president may be at that time, they are so far removed from me that it's not like they do make decisions, but they don't make my everyday decisions that's going to affect me. So like it would be your people that's in your direct chain of command, commanders, people that you work with and see every single day. Those are the people that will make decisions that are going to directly affect you in your everyday life.
So true. So true. One thing also, don't let the internet, like everyone goes on the internet. The first thing you want to do is go on the internet and Google stuff. don't always go on. No offense, don't go on YouTube all the time and YouTube stuff or Google stuff, because some of that information is so old or inaccurate that you don't get the full gist of it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you should be going and talk to someone who's currently in, or somebody who was in. You know, talk
Like
to
Army
those
Princess.
folks. There you go. Talk to
Well,
them
that
about your military.
Yeah, I was gonna say that everybody's like, so the videos that I put out is based on my experience, but I'm not gonna have the same experience as you. So you
Exactly.
join in saying, well, Army Princess said, or it was like this for her, and then you get in and it's totally different from you. So you have to take what these YouTubers say and the internet say kind of with a grain of salt and just use it to build your own, what's the word I'm looking for? Like your own knowledge of what you want, but you can't go strictly off of what you see any YouTuber say or do, because that's their experience.
That's true. She also said that the Navy has pretty girls like Rihanna because they have the most lenient grooming standards. I know that's a sore spot for you because the Air Force be wearing.
Air Force get to wear earrings. Navy, I work directly with a Navy female like every single day. She come in with her nails painted.
They got their nails painted?
Nails done, painted. She have her Pandora.
Yes, you can get your nails. You can get your nails done. Yes, in the Navy, you can get your nails done. They have to be a certain inch, and they gotta, and the color has to complement the skin. The nail polish has to complement their skin tone.
Yeah.
Does it have to be waterproof?
No. No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Ours used to be like that, but they changed the regulation.
So I was surprised that people in the Navy didn't have to swim. Like, I just felt like that just didn't make sense.
You got to learn how. Well, see, the thing is with the Navy, you have, in order for you to pass boot camp, you have to pass a swim qualification. But once you pass that, depending on what your job is in the Navy, you may not even touch water. You'll be on water if you're attached to, if you're on a ship, but you won't even go inside the water unless it's an abandoned ship, and that's when all hell breaks loose. But other than that, that's it.
So, like, unless there needs to be a point where you need to swim.
Exactly.
I just feel like we setting them up.
But
no
on the
doubt,
ships
though.
they have on the ships though, they have we have life rafts and lifeboats and stuff that's on the ship that you're gonna go into. You have a lifeboat station.
No doubt. I but like I think Ashley said, talking about the when's a good time to join the military. I think, you know, for most of the experiences that I've had, people that's getting ready to join the military, they are they're pretty much ready. I think it's time to start your life, and there's not many situations where you want to put it on pause to do something else and then come back to the military, unless you're like a doctor, a lawyer, and you want to do the reserves or something like that. But other than that, go and join the military, get your career started, at least from what I know, because don't let grass grow under your feet. Go and get your career started, get that 20 years in, and then you'll be retired, living nice like Mr. Kevin. I just want to say that because I know you'd appreciate that. But he's retired like him. And before I let him go, don't forget, y'all can shop for the Army Princess lip gloss, 50% off. I'm gonna drop the link down there.
Somebody had a question already.
Somebody had a question? All right, hey, so where's the question? Let me scroll up to the questions. I might have missed the questions.
About weight.
It probably hasn't come from YouTube yet. But so when you were recruiting, like, what were some of the popular questions that or challenges that people faced when trying to join?
Some of the questions was, do I have time to be with my family? Do I have time to do other stuff besides being on the ship? Will I have time to, how long do I have to be out to sea for? Where do I eat? How do I sleep? What do I do when I'm on the ship? What do I do when I'm not on the ship? Can I play basketball? Can I still do this? They want to know, can they do regular, normal, everyday things that people forget that people in the military we're still humans, we're still citizens. Someone asked me one time, do they still got to pay taxes? Like, I was like, yeah, you still got to pay your taxes because you are getting a paycheck. I mean, I always get questions like that, like, do I still have to pay my taxes? And I'm like, yeah. So those are the kind of questions that I've gotten. Some was, well, I don't know how to swim. Can I still join? I get seasick.
Somebody said for you to tell us about SwimCal. What is
swim call? Oh, so swim calls is what happens is when the ship has its downtime and we're really not doing a lot of operations out to sea. What the captain of the ship will do is let everyone swim literally in the ocean. They'll either make the ship go as a dead stop, and what they do is they'll let all the crew members on the ship go out and swim in the Mediterranean. Wherever ocean that you're in, you can go out there and the crew gets to go out there and swim in the ocean. So you can say that you swam in the Mediterranean, or you swam in the Pacific, or you swam in the Dead Sea. So that's all depends on the schedule of the ship. It all depends on what the ship is doing, what mission that they're out there doing. I've done it before. I've swam in the Mediterranean before. I've swam in the Gulf. So it's pretty cool. You don't have to do it. It's just something for morale.
That is, I need that life raft.
I don't want to be out there swimming like that. No.
But no, you're not really. I mean, you're close to the ship, and there's
that's even more scary.
We have folks that's out there in the boats, making sure folks don't go too far or go under, and they have the real good swimmers out there making sure folks are not doing nothing stupid or in danger.
That's cool.
That still seems scary to me because I just imagine like on a cruise and then somebody just jump over and they close to the boat. Then you're gonna get swept up under the boat.
Nah, it's not like that's why the ship is not moving. The ship is literally at a dead stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is your question you said about weight.
Does your weight matter? I don't know if they're talking about for Navy or just to join the military, period. But yes, your weight matters.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Here, you want to answer this question there, Miss Audie Murphy? You know what I'm saying?
How to call Army candidate? I mean, I don't know how to tell somebody how to call cadence. It's just something you learn when you. It's something you. For me, it was something that I learned when I like when you go through basic training, because you call cadence all the time when you in basic training. And one thing now that I'm hearing, I don't know how true it is, I would have to ask somebody that just recently went to basic training, is that they are no longer calling cadence now due to COVID because you can't be yelling and then I guess
all the spit
coming behind you. So I don't know.
Spit particles.
Yeah, a lot of stuff they are no longer doing in basic training due to COVID. But there are cadence books, and you can go online and like print off cadences or go on YouTube and listen to different cadences.
Hey, we got the questions flooding in. This one's right here for you, Mr. Kevin. Is the Navy like the Coast Guard? Are y'all all in cruise ships chilling?
Well, the Coast Guard is that unforgotten branch of service. But no, we're not like the Coast Guard. Granted, the Coast Guard is part of Homeland Security, but during wartime or time of war, that's when they're part of the United States Navy. We work with the Coast Guard when we do a lot of drug operations, especially down in the Caribbean. We will work with the Coast Guards. The rank structure is still the same. As far as from E1 through E9 and O1 through O10, it's still the same rank structure. But it's not like us. We go more international. We do a lot more overseas stuff, while the Coast Guard handles just pretty much the coast. They international waters, the borders and stuff like that. Some of them do go overseas. I've never worked with them overseas. I've worked with them only, like I said, only down in the Caribbean. And we do a lot of drug ops with them. But they pretty much do more of the Homeland Security stuff during peacetime.
That's kind of cool. I never really knew like what all entail what they did. The Coast Guard.
The differences between the two.
I know your grandma used to be in the Coast Guard.
Don't start that. don't start that.
The Coasties. They are the and it's surprising, they are the oldest military branch, but they're also the unforgotten one. Everyone forgets about the Coast Guard when they start saying all the military branches.
Yeah. I mean, the Coast Guard got a good job, low key, when you really think about it. We laugh about the Coast Guard, but that ain't bad. You still get your benefits.
So Natanya Marriott has a question. I want to join next year after graduation, but don't have a recruiter yet. How do I get one? Where are you from, Natanya?
Oh yeah, we could definitely. Bump that. We could definitely hook up a recruiter. Shoot, we know. So, email armyprincess@gmail.com. Army Princess with 2 N's, and we'll definitely make sure you get a recruiter, get you squared away, or at least put you in touch with the right people in the right area.
Do you have any? And then the other question I have for you is, do you have any particular job that you're interested in? Because I always like to hear what jobs people say they want, because some people don't have a clue. Some people just pick jobs just because they see other people have the jobs and they really don't know what entails, and then they get in it and then they don't like it. So make sure you do your research. But
that's true.
Let me know if you have a job you're looking for.
That's a good point.
Marissa.
Oh, she was just talking about they're about to join to be dual army, dual military. Not easy.
So we had a live a few weeks ago about being in a relationship in the military. You can go back and watch that live, but it's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Strong Island. Strong Island is real heavy New York vibes in this live today.
All day, every day.
Real heavy. We in here. Definitely. Long. We'll make sure you square it away. And a fellow New Yorker. Thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping up the show. Don't forget, y'all can get 50% off the clear lip gloss at the website. I'm gonna throw it in there. Y'all like
you
the
can put it
t-shirts.
here so people like the.
Oh, I'll do it in the chat too. Boss lady said put it in the chat. I'll definitely drop that off in there. So what made you join, Kevin? When you joined, what was your motivation for joining the Navy?
Backstory. So I joined in 99. I graduated high school in 93. Yeah, that tells you my age. So when I graduated high school in 93, I was like, I ain't gonna join no military. I had everybody, all the recruiters come at me, and I was like, no, I'm about to go to college. I'm gonna go to college. Went to college, didn't last too long. Lasted 6 kids. So the tuition money and stuff like that pretty much wasn't there for me. So I dropped out of college, started working here and there. I was just tired of going from job to job. I was 23 at the time, and I was just like, you know what? Jerry Springer is the one who got me joining the Navy. I was watching Jerry Springer. I was watching Jerry Springer on my mom and dad's couch at the age of 23. And the next commercial that came on after he does his I'll be back with my final thought was the Navy commercial. And I just looked at it. I picked the phone up. I dialed the number. And 1999 of April, I was going to Navy boot camp. I just got tired of living from job to job, not having money, still living at home at the age of 23. So I just let me do something with myself. And there it is. But I was planning on doing 4 years and getting out. I was gonna do 4 into the door, but then after that, I started, hey, this Navy thing ain't that bad. And next thing you know, it was 5 years, and next thing you know, it was 10 years, and then it was 15 years, and then boom, it's 20 years. So I enjoyed it. I really do. I miss it a little bit. But that's the reason why I joined.
Wow. That's kind of a cool story.
Yeah. Well, you already told everybody why you joined multiple times from Sag Nasty.
Yep. But I do want to talk a little bit about segue off of my video that I uploaded earlier this week, which a lot of people seem to like. Tips for your first year in the military, how to have a successful first year.
Oh, that was a good video.
The military.
Yeah, check that video out. That was a good one.
If anybody in this live watched that video, Let me know in the comments if you watched that video. If you have not watched that video, you're wrong.
How they wrong? They might not have known it was there.
They need to be checking and they need to be watching.
My bad, y'all. I tried to fight for y'all, but apparently y'all are wrong. But yeah, tips on your first year.
Tip?
Top
I just
tip.
realized you got the shirt on.
You know, I'm in here. Army Princess Collection shirt. Hey, we working on getting a deal for shirts. If y'all interested in getting shirts, y'all let me know. I'm working on a deal. You don't know about it yet.
Because we got some big stuff coming for Green Friday.
Oh, Green Friday coming November 20 something, whatever the day after Thanksgiving.
I think it's like the 26th.
Yeah, whatever that is. 26, 28, 29th. Green Friday is going down like ankle socks. My friends know what that means. It's going to be live. But top tips for when your first year in the military?
Yes.
You know what? My top tip for your first year in the military, do not, and I say again, do not buy a new car.
Facts.
That's my top tip. What's your top tip, bro?
My top tip, my thing is pretty much get to know your job first. In the Navy, your rates. Get to know that first before you want to get qualified and everything else. Just know your job first. Get to know your job. And yeah, that's it. Just get to know your job.
That's a good one. Real quick before Ashley goes in here, y'all, before she goes on there, we got some people in here that just joined in. Don't forget about the sale we have going on, and hit that like button on the way in. You all, it only takes you about a second, but she really appreciates it, and it helps her channel reach out to a lot more people.
Yes, and let me know where y'all tuning in from. For the new people, let me know where y'all tuning in from. I also put a question in there about the eyelashes, so if you are interested, let me know. But yeah, so my top tip, I'm trying to think about what I talked about in that video because I had a lot of tips, but mine is kind of similar to his as far as get to know your job. But I would say
that's a good one.
You should kind of focus on your job. I would say I'm more so like I like to plan. So I would say before you even come in, plan out why you join and then what you want to get out of the military and work towards those goals, because a lot of people, something could happen to you end up getting out, or you get mixed up with the wrong people and then you get a bad taste in your mouth about the military because you've gone off course from what you originally intended on coming in. So if you have a plan and a timeline of what you want to accomplish and how you want to accomplish, and focus on doing that along with learning your job, but focus on doing that, then all of the other stuff to the left and the right won't really be in your eyesight, because you should be focusing on your goals and why you wanted to join the military.
That's a good one.
One thing I can say also about another tip is to know your branch that you joined. Like, I know boot camp is going to give you, no matter what branch of service you join, depending on how many weeks. I know the Navy is 8 weeks. When I was at RDC, I can only give you 245 years of Navy history and customs and courtesies within 8 weeks. That's not a lot. I can't shove that down your throat, but know your branch that you joined. Like, you need to know the ins and out of that particular branch that you joined. Your first year, know the do's and don'ts and customs and courtesies for your particular command that you're at. You need to know that also your first year, or your first enlistment, I should say. Are you joining your whatever branch that you join?
That's good. So you had a question here.
Which one?
I figured you might want to take that.
Oh, is your job the same thing as your MOS? So for Army, yes. Like, your MOS is your job. It's what you went to school for after you finish basic training, and then that's what you're going to be doing in during your time in the military. I know Navy, y'all kind of like move around a little bit.
We call them rates. RATE, rates.
Yep. And then when Actually, that's another one of the deuces in there. That's one of my deuce sisters. She said, find your career roadmap, your ladder for your MOS or your rates. That's also like Ashley was saying, have a plan for what you want to accomplish. We supposed to be doing like a seminar
Yeah, I
on
was
how to
thinking about doing that. Y'all let
succeed,
me know. Like kind of like
like a one-on-one, well, not a one-on, small group.
yeah, like a master class kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
So like almost like a course class where you would pay for a seat like in a Zoom class, and then you would have an hour with us and go over like a course map, basically, like kind of like what she said, a roadmap for your first year, things you help you write out what you want to accomplish so that you have a successful first year. Think about doing that maybe after the new year.
Yeah, and we're gonna it'll be all encompassing. It won't be specific to your rate, but it'll be about your about how to succeed in your job physically, how to succeed physically in the military, financially, um, emotionally. So a lot of different things. Um, so that's definitely what other tips you think you would give them, Kevin, to succeed when they first join?
I used to tell my recruits all the time, the military is gonna, it's like high school in sort of a way. I used to tell my recruits, stay away from the one that's always getting in trouble. Stay Try to stay far away from those that's always on
Trouble is
restriction.
continued.
All those is getting in trouble. You need to go and hang around with the ones that's getting the awards, getting the accolades, doing great things, making rank. You need to stick with them. Find, chew their ear off. Hey, what'd you do to get this? And how'd you get this award? And what'd you do to get that? And what'd you do to get this? Because I'm trying to get where you at. So, follow that path also with them.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Because that's kind of like what I was saying as far as people get a bad taste in their mouth and they get wrapped up with the wrong people, especially your first duty station. You in the barracks, you don't have like you
no supervision.
Because you were so restricted in basic training
and
boot
wild.
camp, and then you get let loose.
It's buck wild.
And people just get to wild out.
I'm talking about it's the 99 going into the 2000s. You already know. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It is buck wild. But we had a question in here. Mr. Alonzo Perry asked if he could join the police and the Air Force police, the SPs.
Like when you join the military?
I think so. I think that's what he's asking. I think you could be both in the reserves, but if you want to do like full time, then you have to
do one or the other.
Pick one, but you could definitely do both in the reserves.
Yeah, I have a my sorority sister right now. She is in the, I want to say National Guard, either National Guard or Reserve.
Oh yeah.
But she works for the DC Police Department. So that's her full-time job, is a police officer, and then she's in the, I think it's the National Guard she's in.
She's in the, I think so. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the new folks. Welcome. Hit that like button on the way in. Drop those green heart emojis and your questions. We got our special guest, Kevin, who was retired out the Navy. So if y'all have Navy-centric questions, you can ask those questions. We drop a lot of Army things. Clearly, Army Princess. It kind of goes together. So that's what we do around here.
So, quick question for you, kind of like a segue, because I got a lot of people lately like that write to me from basic training that's been getting hurt. So, what would be your advice? I know we in the Army we have this new PT test. What would be your advice for people to like not get hurt?
You can start with that one on Kevin. You can start with that, Kevin.
Pretty much stretch. Warm-ups, cool downs, just a lot of water. Don't overdo it. Don't off the bat start doing a 10-mile run or 18-mile run the first day. You gotta, because I hate to say it, when I was at RDC, we had a lot of kids that was 17, 18 years old, never ran a 1.5 mile run, and they, you could tell. So just pace yourself. Start small. Start off at a night light jog and move your way up from there, from a jog to a run. Go from a mile, go 2 miles. Start working your way up from that. Again, each branch is different with their PT tests, especially the certain activities. So just again, just pace yourself with it. Don't just rush right into it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was going to start with stretching, but I would say kind of along the lines as you said is I'm not a kinesiologist, but as we get older, I will tell you that you got to warm up a lot more.
Look at you. Using
Hey,
SAT words.
I'm over here Googling stuff, hitting the thesaurus on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Look
But no,
at you using some big words.
you know, I'm not smart, but I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night. You know how I do. But I will tell you, a big part of working out is recovery too. So you have to take your recovery very serious. And it's so cliche, but you gotta drink a lot of water. You gotta stay hydrated. You gotta lubricate your joints. And especially as the Army is moving to this new PT test, or new recruits are joining and doing exercise they're not familiar with, like Kevin said, you got to start off slow. So you got to get the proper form. Anyone that works out, especially anyone that does CrossFit or that like lifts weights, serious weights, they will tell you form is important. So you may need to check your pride at the door, especially us men, and drop your weight down and get good form. You may not feel it. You may be like, oh, I'm not really doing enough. But proper form will save you from a lot of injuries. And I think that's why, especially the Army now, is we're seeing a lot of new injuries because we're doing a lot more intricate workouts.
Intricate workouts, and for people who've never
especially
done
shin splints.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. For shin splints, and that's another tip. Listen, if you're going to be running, get good shoes.
Oh yeah.
And I know as you're younger, you like, oh, bump it. I can run in these Jordans. I played basketball in running shoes many a time. I played basketball in dress shoes before. I will never ever do that again. Get proper shoes for what you're going to do.
Yeah, people like you said, they want to have the Jordans and the Air Force Ones and all that. You can't be out there looking cute because it's gonna cost you your knees and your shins and your calves and everything else. So, but for me, I would say a lot of people wait until basic training. Kind of like what he said, they wait to start doing all of this rigorous activity that they never done before. So at least if you know you're leaving in December and it's October, you should be out there trying to do a little bit each day. Whether you do a quick pace walk or run, something. I'm not saying like get out there like you said and run 3, 4, 5 miles. You should start slow. Testing, 1, 2.
I knew she was gonna do that. That's like 90% of these
You gotta start slow, but you shouldn't wait until you get to basic training to start working out because your body's gonna feel it first.
What experiences have you seen with new recruits coming in and getting hurt, trying to rehabilitate them and getting them back in the force?
Well, first off, what they do is they get stickers when they get to camp. We have a contract with New Balance. So when they get to night of arrival, where they actually come off the bus, they get to processing. They speak the machine and it tests out, see what size, everything. The machine, foot, and it literally scans their foot, see how shoe they're gonna wear, and then they yell out, they get the size, all that good stuff, and then that's the size that they're gonna be wearing while they're in basic. So the shoes is pretty much so forth fitted for them. We do and the Navy is not always running. We do other things calisthenic wise. We do what's called in-house PT, where we it gives them a time for their legs and stuff to recover, so they're not going to be running. Sometimes all calisthenics or CrossFit type things, and then another day they'll run again, and then another day. So it gives them in between both times a rest for their bodies to recover.
Okay. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Because I know the connection was messing up. So let me know if you hear me. Abundance. Last question. I have a question for Army Princess. Do you know which MOS correlate pregnant mothers postpartum pregnancy besides nursing? I would say so. For Army, I know there's not any particular MOS that correlates pregnant people. I mean, any job that you do, you will get what's called a profile. And a profile is what the doctor orders that limits you to do certain things. So it doesn't matter what your job is. Everybody will get a profile once you become pregnant. Let your leadership know. You see the doctor to write your profile, and it kind of tells you what you can and can't do in your limits. So like for me, I'm not a nurse, but I still got a profile when I was pregnant. And it said that I could only work a certain amount of hours, and I can't stay up 24 hours because we do have 24-hour duty. I couldn't lift over a certain amount of weight. I couldn't handle certain medications, like chemo medications, because they could potentially, harm the baby. So there's no specific job that correlates with being pregnant. You can do any job in the Army, I know. Pregnant. It just depends on what you can and can't do while you're pregnant, but it has nothing to do with your job. I know Navy. I know Navy has restrictions too, because like I said, the same female that I work with, she's actually pregnant now, and she doesn't do. They stopped her from doing the 24-hour duty. So we have duty here at the hospital. Like it depends on like the leadership and how many people we have. But for me, I think I get it like every 3 or 4 months. Yeah. So it's not very often.
Usually with the Navy.
Yeah.
Usually with the Navy, what they do is if you're attached to a ship, and you and a female was to come up pregnant, she has up to I can't remember how many trimester, but they'll take her off the ship, and then she'll be placed on shore duty until she has the child, and then even after the child, and then usually give her a couple of months, and then she'll go back to another ship to finish out her sea time.
So that just raised the question for me. What happens? I mean, I guess do you have a lot of pregnancies on the ship? Because I know they separate, like male and female separate. So are there a lot of pregnancies that happen on the ship?
No,
or not really?
Okay, so they're not going to be on the ship going out to sea with us. Okay. They're not going to be on the ship pregnant out to sea. If a female was to come pregnant, again, she's not going to go out to sea with us. They're going to pull her off the ship and put her on shore duty, or they call it a pregnancy tour, for her to do her time during her pregnancy away from the ship. So she can't be on the ship. Because you got to look at a naval ship is like an industrial area. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of certain hazards on there that's not going to be suitable for a female that's pregnant. So what they'll do is they'll take her off the ship, and like I said, we call it a pregnancy tour. And then they'll do their pregnancy tour on a naval base on shore, and until after she has the child, they give her a couple of more months after that, and then she'll be placed back on another ship to finish out her sea time.
Okay. Trying to see if we have any other questions. I know people still saying that the audio is bad. Oh yeah, he brought up specialized base workout programs. I know for us, for Army, that's another thing too. For the Army, when you're pregnant, we have the postpartum pregnancy PT. So, and that it doesn't matter which MOS or which job you have, everybody kind of gets to do it.
Hopefully the audio's better. Sorry about that, y'all. We got this new microphone. We're trying to work on it, and the audio came in real It sounded like we had some cheap auto tunes going on. When I heard it upstairs, I was like, man, y'all loyal for staying in here during that bad audio. That was horrible. Thank you for letting us know. Boy. Sorry, I know what y'all was talking about. I'm catching up now. I was talking about did y'all see Premier's comment real quick? I don't know. We talked about your first year, and he talked about uniforms. I just want to go back to that. But he said, always have inspection ready uniforms, you all, and find you a local vendor that knows the regulations. Let me tell you, anyone who's been in the military a day or two will tell you, you have a set of uniforms for when higher ups are coming, when you have a 06 or above coming to visit, something special going on, and then you have your everyday uniforms, at least 2 or 3 in rotation. But you have one that you don't even touch. It's fresh. It's got the little plastic in the cleaners still wrapped around it. It took me about 4 or 5 years of being married to convince this one to do it. You know what I'm saying? But uniform and boots. So you got a set of boots. She was like, well, that's a waste of boots. Hey, you had them boots fresh. And then when and you wear those boots when you in uniform, when you first check into your first duty station, you come in there looking cleaner than a bottle of Clorox. I'm dead serious though. You know how I feel about that. That's why I saw that comment. I loved it.
Oh yeah, he's serious.
You do that too, Kevin? That was your thing?
Oh yeah. Especially at RTC, man, we the quarterdeck of the Navy. You know, we Navy boot camp. We set the standards when it comes to uniform regs for the Navy. So I always had my everyday office work uniform, and then I had my inspection one. So yeah, always.
Hey, we got a question about the worst injury we've had in the Army. We're gonna let you slide that you had a Joe Burrow icon in. I ain't even gonna talk about that Roll Tide tonight. But you go ahead. Hey, talk about your worst injury you had. You did the extended basic training, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually. I forgot about that. But I wouldn't say, I guess it is technically an injury. So when I went to basic training, I got hurt. More so like my, what is it called? I got tendonitis in my ankles. So, and it's like from basically like what I was telling y'all about. I before I joined the military, I was not active. I did not do any type of track and field, any type of running, any type of nothing before I joined the military. I was a cheerleader, but we didn't like work out. Like
you was just running them streets. That's the only running
we was
you did.
on the sidelines cheering.
I was talking about in your social life.
Yeah, I ran the streets in my social life.
Yeah, that's the only running you did.
But I didn't work out. So when I went to basic training and we had to do all of this running and jumping and on our feet all day, my ankles swelled up, both of them. So I had tendonitis in my ankles. I could barely walk, and I had to go to, they called it Warrior Rehab at the time. So I had to go to Warrior Rehab, and I think I was there for like 4 weeks, and it allowed my ankles and my tendons and my feet to get better. And then I was able to go on. It kind of like just gave me a break because we had a lot of bed rest, and then I was able to go on. But what happened was I missed my initial basic training class that I started with. They graduated. So I had to join a new basic training class. So I kind of basically had to do basic training twice. And then when I got to AIT, my class that started in my initial basic training class, they had already started school. So I had to wait till the next class started. I was a holdover.
What was your worst injury, Kevin? Is he frozen? Or is he just really
boot camp
still?
or in the Navy in general?
Oh, just in your career.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I got you
my
now.
Career,
Yeah.
the worst injury I've had, I got my finger slammed by a ballistic door. I got my finger slammed by a ballistic door.
Dang.
My left hand. Right. These two fingers right here. I was holding a ballistic door on the flight deck of the ship, and the ship rocked, and the ballistic door was so heavy that I couldn't hold on to it, and it slammed against a pipe on the flight deck.
Ooh.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I thought you was just gonna say like you twisted your knee, but you want to
Nah.
slam finger in a ballistic door. Okay,
Hey,
all right. You win this round.
I do. Well, appreciate it. I can still,
No,
I still use my fingers now, though.
That's good. No, hey, and you made it. There you go. That's good. I don't know what. Yeah, I tested it. Desire. Man, I still was about to say Desiree. Boy, I swear. Desire said we sounded like a robot, but I think we're good now. Y'all let us know in the comments if we still need to fix the audio. I think we should invest in the studio headphones so we can hear ourselves and look real cool.
No, we won't look cool. We'll look weird.
I think we would look like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But they actually in the booth about to lay down 16.
Hey, we can lay down 16. Threaten me with a good time. You know what I'm saying? All I need in my life is sin. But no, that's cool. Hey, you know, and the military will take care of your injuries and you get disability on your way out.
What'd you have?
Oh, my worst injury? I haven't had any bad injuries. I think I literally I've been blessed. I think I broke a finger. That's about it. They're playing basketball, broke a finger, but not in a ballistic door. That's the crazy part. Nah, I don't need them problems. Hey, I work in the office. I worked where I require AC.
So I got a question real quick for Kathleen Samuels, because this is like my most loyal, one of my loyal ride or die subscribers, and she's actually in AIT right now. Do you have any tips for people that are about to join the military since you are in AIT?
Hey, shout out to the loyal subscribers. I'm starting to even recognize them by name. Abundantly's always in here. Kathleen, Desire. Where's OCW?
I don't know. She didn't
see OCW in a hot minute. But shout out to all you all and being in here, supporting the channel, trying to get out the good word for the military. Again, I appreciate my brother Kevin coming in here representing the Navy. Y'all tune in next week. I think we're doing it back to back. I know we're not leaving, but I just want to let y'all know.
Next week we're gonna do one.
Next week we're doing one, right? I think we're gonna have couples on here next week. We're doing it big. And this week, currently, right now, we still got the BCT on sale, 50% off until supplies last. So go ahead and go to armyprincess.com and then y'all come right back. Because we miss y'all. We don't want y'all to leave us. But yeah, there's a lot of Navy people in here. We got Sierra. That's what's up. Showing out. Hey, I got a question. I know you asked about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what made you join the Navy versus Army or Air Force? I always like to hear the differences on what made somebody pick the branch that they picked.
Well, for me, I didn't want to join the Army. And no offense, I love y'all too. Y'all, hey, y'all my frat and my soul. But I didn't want to get shot at, so I said, "Yep, I ain't picking no Army."
Hey, that's smart.
Marines. Marines, I was like, nah, that ain't for me. My older brother did the Marine Corps, and if you look at it, the Marines is part of the Navy anyway. We signed their checks, so I'm good. I just wasn't with. I didn't really. Air Force really didn't tickle my fancy per se, and I just liked the Navy.
Okay. That's kind of like me in the Army. Oh, I can't speak for you, but for me in the Army.
Oh, I joined the Army because they gave the most money up for the student loan repayment program.
So you was cheap?
Yep.
Or broke?
Still am. I'm broke. I'm still broke. I'm cheap and broke still. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's see what she said. My tips right now is to please have military bearing. Yes, please, y'all have military bearing. Be professional, no fraternization, and drill sergeants will yell at you, but don't take it personal. Try to be in the right uniform, in the right place, at the right time, which is 90% of being in the Army, and 10% is positive attitude. That's some good tips, especially for people that's about to join right now, because the military bearing and being professional right now, I don't know what it is with these new age millennials, but they
Don't
just
do them.
they I'm doing them because they just come. Some of y'all just come kind of incorrect, and I ain't even gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Hoo-yah.
I don't.
It's hoo-yah, Navy.
Look. Oh, he got hype.
Hey,
Oh, you know
there
what I'm
you
saying?
go.
He looked like he was a deep breath away from falling asleep. Then he got hype when that came up,
Booyah.
boy.
Abundantly said she couldn't be on the ship. Why
Come on
couldn't you
now.
be on the ship? I want to know. For the people that are Team Army and not Team Navy, in the comments, y'all let me know why y'all Team Army. Like, because that's kind of like a valid point, not wanting to be on the ship. I think that was the main reason why I didn't choose Navy, is because I didn't want to be on the ship like for months. And I hear y'all be on there for
I
like
think
years.
a lot of people have, but see, that's the thing. No, see, the thing is it, and as a recruiter, I used to tell a lot of folks, you're not going to be on the ship your whole. If you join the Navy for 4 years, you're not going to be on a Navy ship for 4 years straight. You're going to, we in port, when we're in our home port, that is your workplace. You come off the ship, you go home, you do what you want to do. Then the next morning, you get up, you get dressed in uniform, you take yourself to the ship, you do what you got to do on the ship, and you go back home and you're done. Now, the only time that you're going to be in a ship for a long period of time is when your ship is out to sea doing whatever mission that it's being told to do. Now, yes, you're going to be out. Now, when they mean being in a ship for 6 months, you're not going to be on that boat for 6 months straight, depending, again, with COVID and everything going on. Yeah. But back before COVID, I should say, you're going to pull into a port, and it's called a Liberty port. You're going to go into some foreign country, into some city. You're going to spend maybe 4 or 5 days in that city, in that country. You're going to enjoy the scenery, enjoy their food, and then you go back on the ship, you go back out to sea, and then you do whatever mission you have to do. And then sometime another couple of weeks, then you pull back into another port, and you keep doing that for 6 months. And then you on your way back home to whatever your home port is, and then you keep doing it over again. But you're just attached to that ship for that 4 years. You're not going to be on that ship for the whole 4 years and never see land or never see your family.
That's cool. No, that's cool. And you get to see a lot of different areas being on the ship and or countries, yes. And pulling in the port and getting those liberty passes, or liberty, I think as you called it. So I mean we poke a lot of fun about being in different branches, but the military gives you a lot of good opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise get. And to boil it down, I know that's not what we're talking about, but the military is the best place for someone who doesn't have clear direction that they want to go to. Do they have clear direction and a plan for their career?
I agree. You can use it as a tool, as a stepping stone, and try to figure out what you want to do, what you want to be in life, and then go up from there.
Yeah, and succeed. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
This was a good question because the Navy is very different. So, how do you move up in rank?
Okay, so how do you move up in rank? So what happens is, again, speaking from the Navy side, we have what's called a rating exam. That's it's a test that you have to take that's based on your job. It's the people who write those tests are usually higher ups, like E8s, E7s, E9s in that particular rate, and they're going to write the test questions. And those test questions are pretty much based on your job. And it depends on how well you learn your job and how well you do your job. That test can be either hard or it can be easy. Um, you take it, and also they also take points and your evaluations. You get an evaluation every year, and it's like on a point system with that also. So they take the point system from your eval, they take how well you did on your rating exam, and they incorporate all of that, and then um, you get selected for the next pay grade. So it's pretty much proficiency as a sailor and also proficiency within your job, or your rate, and then you make rank from there. You can go from E4 all the way up to E7. You have to take an exam. E1, E2, and E3 is pretty much just time in that rank and you make it. But from E4 to E7, you have to take a test.
That's cool.
Mm.
That's cool.
Do you know, because you were in ROTC, because we have Alonzo Perry who's ROTC. When you graduate high school and you join the military from coming out of ROTC, what rank do you come in as? Or does it depend on what your rank was in ROTC?
I didn't do it in high school, but
You did in college.
I think in
I
high
know
school
that
the Army.
you got to do all 4 years and you get E3. If you do all 4 years of high school ROTC, if you come into the Navy, you get E3. I think if you do like 3 years of it or something, I forget how it goes, but I do know that if you do all 4 years of high school ROTC from freshman to senior year, and you join the Navy, I know you get an E3 when you come in.
I want to say that's kind of the same.
I think the Army gives you E2.
E2 or E3.
Something like that. Yeah. There's different stipulations for the Army also. Definitely. I think this is a good question. We need to go on and hit. I don't know how many more questions you want to take, but this one's a good one, and I like good juicy questions.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Is there any sexism in the military, and if so, how bad?
You want to start it off?
So sexism, I'm just so I'm clear, because that's not like, is that like, oh, if you're a female, you can only do this job, and males can only do this job?
Discrimination based on your sex.
So I would say for me, no. Like, I haven't seen it. Not to say that it's not ever there, or some people that may think like that, but for me, I don't really see that when it comes to like promotion and like you being able to be in a supervisory job or something like that. Now, I might see it like maybe like, hey, can you get a couple guys to carry these boxes out to the trash can, if you want to call that sexism. But if it's like you a female and you can't do this job, or you can't be a supervisor, or you can't, you only a male can do this. No, I've never seen that.
I'll let Kevin go before I go, because you know me. You already know we done had these conversations. Go ahead, Kevin. You go ahead and hit that.
I mean, with me, the job that I did in the Navy, I worked on the flight deck. I mean, I was an ABH, which is the guy that's in the yellow shirt directing the planes on the flight deck. I've had females.
Oh, so you did this?
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's
what
I did.
I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, I did that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I had females. I had females work for me. I've worked for females that was higher up than me, and it's a male dominated rate, I should say. But the females, they held their own, and I mean, they did what they did. It was all teamwork. So I mean, if they saw a female that was struggling with something, yeah, the guys would go out and help them out and lift them up, lift up whatever it is they was carrying or doing whatever. I really didn't see it as well. Like, I'm like what you sis, if it's there, it's there. I haven't seen
it. So I would say, this is what I would say for
what you got to say.
The military is a very, very small cross-section of the American society. We're less than 1% of American society. So we're going to have the great, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the American society. But the difference, I believe, in the military is that we promote teamwork from the very beginning. Basic training is built to break you down as an individual and bring you up as a group. So that is promoted as you start, so that it builds you in a system to go against discrimination and sexism. Not to say it doesn't exist, but it's not widely accepted. It's not widely and openly accepted in the military. The military is a male-dominated force.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but it's not to say where women cannot succeed and women cannot accomplish certain things. When it does happen, when sexism does occur, then it should be dealt with, and it should be brought to the forefront. Ashley, Army Princess, as y'all know her, hasn't seen sexism because she works in a hospital. So that's a female-dominated MOS job. A lot of, I wouldn't say dominated, but more prevalent than in other jobs. So her views on it are going to be totally different than if you talk to someone that works in most other jobs, whether they're signal, whether they're engineering, whether they're infantry, whether they're, you know, tankers, or in different branches like the Navy or the Air Force. Especially the Navy, because I've been deployed into small bases where you're talking about 20 to 30 people. I can imagine in the Navy where you're on a ship when you have 20 to 50 people, or a boat or destroyer or submarine, where there's a small amount of people and maybe one female. There could be certain situations that could be perceived as sexist because they're just not used to having a female around. That doesn't excuse them for having bad derogatory behavior. They just need to be educated, and they need to fall in line with the systems that are in place. I think the military has done a great job of trying to educate everyone on being equal and being cognizant of taking care of females and their different the different needs. Because you talk about, and I'm not saying females need different things. I'm sorry, I am saying that, because you have a female that just had a baby. She needs time to pump. She may need different things that males don't understand. We don't know how much you need to pump. Mm-hmm. So that's where the military bridges that gap and brings in that education part. So I believe that it may exist in small doses, but I believe the military has built a culture and an environment where that is not tolerated, and that it needs to be reported, and senior leaders need to handle it quickly. I will say that. Mm-hmm. I'm very passionate about it. I have a wife in the military.
She wrote about 88 Mike, and that's like kind of like one of the things you were saying, like maybe in that field or in that MOS, it probably is different, because I would imagine that it's more men in that job doing those type of jobs, so it's more male dominated. But I don't know. I guess for me, like you said, I'm in the hospital, and I wouldn't say it's more female dominated, because we have a lot of men too.
That's true. You're right. You're right. But you have more females. They're used to having a lot more females around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've never had anybody say like, "Oh, you can't do that job because you are female," or "You only can do that job because you're female." Because I'm technically right now, I'm like the supervisor of my whole section, and I have male and females under me, and I haven't had any pushback. But
now let me tell you. So I don't want to paint all roses and fairy dust. There are certain, like she said, 88 Mike. There are certain professions. There are certain people who haven't dealt with females being in the force, who haven't dealt with females being deployed. So they don't know the needs of females. And when certain people don't know things, they may react in a negative way. And I will say, and this goes from being a female, this goes from being a different MOS. I was a military intelligence person, and I was deployed to somewhere that wasn't used to having them. And they're like, what am I supposed to do with you? I didn't take that as straight discrimination. I took it as, you don't understand. So let's sit down and let's educate each other on how we can work together to accomplish the mission. Mm-hmm. Females shouldn't have to do that, just basically being a female. But unfortunately, that's what it is. I'm sorry, I'm done with it, because y'all know I'm going on about this all day. Oh, she said 5,000 people on her boat. See, I can imagine. Like you said, you got 5,000 people on a boat on deployment.
That's exactly 5,000 people. 84 aircraft.
Goodness gracious, a lot of people, boy. That's
5,000.
That's a small city.
In our hospital. That's like our whole hospital.
An aircraft carries like a floating city. You got everything on there.
That's what's up. No, that's what's up.
Do y'all have like little stores on the boat?
Yeah, we have ship stores. We call it a ship store. Yes. And you can buy potato chips. You can buy, we call it the ship store. You got all kinds of snacks, potato chips, drinks. Back in the days when it had CDs, they used to sell CDs, and you can get music. You get cigarettes. You get Black and Miles. You can get toiletry stuff, soap, shampoo, sewing. I mean,
Like a
anything you
little,
needed at a small, yeah, like a little shopette. So whatever you ran out of, whatever you ran out of on deployment that you brought with you on deployment, if we ran out on it, you went to the ship store and you got it.
That's what's up. So Cigar asks, I'm gonna let you answer her
yeah,
question.
we're gonna
about
take
saving
one
your
last
hand.
question.
But you could buy the bun in the bag on armyprincess.com and it'll help you just wrap that stuff on up. Don't shave your head. No,
So I'm a female and my hair grows back quite quick. I'm debating on whether or not to shave my head for boot camp. Do you think it would make that time easier? So I think I get a lot of this, like a lot of people saying they want to shave their head. And I don't know if this is from the movie G.I. Jane. Like, I never even thought of that joining the military. But I do not shave your head. Don't shave your head. You don't need to shave your head to join the military. Really, like, to tell y'all the truth, because I done did a video on this. You're not gonna be looking cute in basic training. Like, even if you try, you're not gonna look cute in basic training.
They will with the bun in the bag. I promise.
It's too much stuff going on. You can do the bun in the bag, but you gonna have you gonna be having that helmet on and off, your headgear on and off all day. You're not even gonna be able to look cute in basic training or boot camp. But you don't need to shave your head. I would not suggest shaving your head, especially for females. You can't keep it up. Like, the guys, they go to the barber like every 4 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that.
So long ago,
The female's not gonna be able to go and get your hair cut, so it's just gonna grow out looking crazy. So just get you some braids and you'll be good. Or the bun in the bag.
And the bun in the bag, armyprincess.com with 2 N's.
But please don't shave your head.
They got a Starbucks on the ship. So no, that's cool, y'all. We appreciate y'all with the questions. Most definitely. I'm sorry. Most definitely. I thought that was you want to go around about?
So, just so we can kind of round up what we talked about, because we started out at the beginning as far as should you join the military right now with everything that's going on in the election? And I would say, if you are basing it off the election, please don't. Like, you don't have to base it off the election to figure out if you want to join the military or not. I would say go ahead and do it if you're leaning towards doing it. The president, whoever the president may be, really has no bearing on your everyday life and the changes and the things that happen to you on an everyday basis. So just go ahead and join if you're going to join. If you're that political anyway, then you probably don't need to be in the military, period, anyway, if all that's going to affect you. Yeah. And I would say to have a successful first year, focus on your goals, focus on your job, the reason why you join, and make sure you're hanging around good people. Like Kevin said, positive people that's trying to get promoted and trying to do things with they self. And that's pretty much all I have.
Did you have any words before we said goodbye to the YouTube community there, Mr. Kevin?
Hey, thank you for having me on here. I'm real proud of you and Ashley on doing what y'all doing. I always hear about it. You always talking about it, and I'm honored to shed some light and some insight on the Navy side of it. But again, thank you so much. I'm proud of y'all too. Keep it up. Please keep it going. Keep this thing going. Please do. Please do not stop it. This is great. I had a great time on here tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're gonna have the discount code up for y'all for a little while longer if you want to go ahead and shop the website and check out what we have. Like he said, the basic training lip gloss is 50% off. And make sure y'all tune in next week, because next week we're gonna have some military couples, a few different military couples coming on talking about relationships and being a dual military couple in the military. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that, and we will see y'all in the next live.
Peace out, y'all. Go Navy, beat Army.
Oh, hold up. No, see, hey.